Good evening, class. In our last lecture, we explored who creates taxes and why they exist. But today, we're going deeper. If you think taxes are simply about funding roads, schools, and public services, think again. Tonight, we'll uncover the darker side of taxes, how your dollars are really spent, and the ways in which this system exploits everyday citizens. By the end, you'll see that taxes aren't just a necessity, they're a tool of control. So let's start with the budget. Every year, the government collects trillions in taxes, and those dollars are allocated in various sectors. But here's what many don't realize. The largest chunk of your tax dollars doesn't even go towards schools, hospitals, or infrastructure. It goes directly to defense spending. In the US, nearly 50% of discretionary spending is allocated to the military, more than the next 10 countries combined. And meanwhile, areas like education and public infrastructure receive only a fraction of what's needed. And then there's the hidden cost, debt interest. A significant portion of tax revenue is spent on paying interest on the national debt, a debt created by borrowing from central banks and foreign investors. So the question is, who truly benefits from these allocations? Is it the average citizen? Or is it the corporations, defense contractors, and financial institutions? We'll explore that next. One of the most controversial aspects of taxation is how much money is funneled into corporate welfare versus public welfare. While the government promotes public programs like healthcare, education, an astonishing amount of tax dollars are quietly handed over to corporations in the form of tax breaks, subsidies, and bailouts. So think back to 2008 when the government bailed out big banks during the financial crisis. Trillions of taxpayer dollars were used to rescue financial institutions that, in many cases, caused the crisis through reckless practices. So they're just monumentally messing up, and the government's like, you're good, we'll take care of that. Just keep moving on, don't worry about that. Meanwhile, public programs designed to help citizens like affordable housing or student loan relief are chronically underfunded or riddled with red tape. The result? A system where the wealthy and powerful are popped up while everyday citizens struggle to make ends meet. Now, let's talk about the hidden side of government spending. A portion of your tax dollars goes into what's known as the black budget. Funding for classified military and intelligence operations that the public has little to no insight into. Think secret weapons or covert operations overseas. Then there's foreign aid. While it's often framed as humanitarian assistance, billions are sent to foreign governments, some of which are led by regimes with questionable human rights records. As we have seen, I'm not going to name names. And then finally, we have special interest projects. These are funds allocated to incentives that benefit a special few. Often influenced by lobbyists or political donors, the average taxpayer rarely sees the direct benefit of these expenditures. Yet, they're the ones footing the bill. Alright, so here's the most uncomfortable truth. Taxes aren't just about money. They're about control. First, taxes create economic dependence. Most people work their entire lives to pay off tax obligations, often living paycheck to paycheck. The system ensures you're too busy staying afloat to even question where your money is going. You're too busy worried about work and making ends meet to even think of where your money is going at the end of the day and trying to figure out what to do about that. There's just too much going on in your life to even delve a little bit of time into that. And second, taxes are used to shape behavior. For example, tax credits for installing solar panels or penalties for not having health insurance. While these may seem beneficial, they're also tools to guide your choices. And then finally, taxes enable surveillance. It's a big one. Through audits, reporting requirements, and tracking your financial transactions. The government ensures it knows exactly how you're earning and spending your money. In this way, taxes aren't just a financial obligation, they're a means of maintaining control over a population. Class, as we've seen, taxes are far more than just a way to fund public services. They're a direct reflection of power, priorities, and control. The question you need to ask yourself is this: who benefits the most from the tax system? Please leave your answers down below. I'd love to hear. I truly would love to hear. Thank you for making it this far into the video. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, stay curious, stay critical, and never stop questioning the system. Thank you for your attention.